Hello guys, welcome back to your channel, 1000 Manga Recap. Last time, we saw Lin heading to Chow Chow's place. Now, let's dive right in and see what happens next. We find ourselves in Chow Chow's room. Chow Chow, looking a bit flustered, says, "I wasted too much time chatting downstairs. Now there's hardly any time left for proper stretching." Lin, smirking, replies, "Then don't do it." Chow Chow, blushing slightly, insists, "I have to stretch. I'll just do a few quick exercises." Chow Chow starts stretching. But Lin shakes his head. "Stretching in a hurry won't be very effective. Let me help you with a full body stretch." Lin begins to help Chow Chow stretch, and Chow Chow starts trembling. Lin encourages, "Do another one." Chow Chow shifts positions, panting, "It's really effective. Just these 2 exercises stretched my whole body." Lin xin, "When did you become so skilled at this?" Lin grins, "I often learn from B&P Station." Chow Chow, feeling a connection, grabs Lin's hand, "Teach me more." Chow Chow resumes stretching, with Lin guiding. Lin suggests, "Let's stretch your legs now." Chow Chow winces, "Ugh, that's a bit painful." Lin reassures, pain indicates that it's working. Suddenly, Chow Chow kisses Lin, but then her phone alarm rings. Chow Chow, looking flustered, says, "Oops, it's rehearsal time." As she leaves, she smiles warmly, "Sorry, Lin xin, please be patient. I'll properly accompany you tonight. Make sure to come and watch my performance on time. The dance is specially designed for you." Lin, alone, opens the freezer and thinks, "I heard that water and food at the music festival are ridiculously expensive, and they don't allow outside drinks. I'll eat something first before heading out." Just then, Jean says, "Don't you think you're being unreasonable? Have some self-respect." Lin opens the door and hears a familiar voice. Is that Chow Chow's neighbor? A lady barges in, "Move aside and don't interfere with my damage assessment." A man adds, "What are you staring at? I'll come later to collect the rent." Chaos ensues as people start running. The lady shouts, "Son, this woman is very aggressive. Keep her restrained and prevent her from causing trouble." Jean, furious, retorts, "Try touching me and see what happens." Lin, observing the situation, remarks, "Seriously? Someone's being inappropriate in broad daylight. With this kind of report, the police should definitely catch you guys, right?" A boy angrily demands, "Who are you?" Jean confidently states, "Top supporter." The lady and man, confused, think, "Top supporter? Isn't it just someone who spends a lot of money on female anchors?" Lin, curious, asks, "What were you arguing about?" Jean explains, "It started as a routine damage assessment, but the landlord nitpicked everything. We argued, and they even pushed me." Lin, frustrated, says, "It's just a damage assessment. What's there to argue about?" Jean, exasperated, replies, "You don't understand, this landlord is extremely unreasonable." The man picks up a flashlight. Lin, sensing trouble, asks, "What's going on?" The man smugly says, "It's a damage assessment. Didn't you know?" The lady points out, "There are 2 scratches here," and marks them with red tape. Lin watches intently. The man continues, "There are 3 dents on the chair legs," marking them with more red tape. Soon, the house is covered in red tape. The man declares, "There are a total of 365 damages in this apartment, amounting to 57,400 yuan. Jean, outraged, exclaims, "Are you kidding me? Over 50,000 yuan? You're clearly robbing me." The man, smiling slyly, thinks, "Robbery? Robbery is not as expensive as this." He says, "The damage list is detailed and well documented. The rental contract clearly states that tenants must compensate for all damages caused in the apartment." Jean, fuming, says, "Those damages were already present. You want me to pay? Not a chance." The man, confident, says, "I know you can't come up with that much money. But he can. Just have your boyfriend pay it." Lin, stepping in, says, "You know I have money." The man, smirking, says, "Aren't you her top supporter? Even though I don't watch live streams, I've heard plenty about top supporters giving anchors tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands in gifts. Stop talking. Just pay up. I have other tenants to handle. I don't have the luxury of time like you do." Lin, challenging him, says, "Oh, so you scam money from tenants, and you're the one living comfortably." The lady, indignant, says, "What's with that attitude of yours? Can't you see my husband is exhausted from doing the damage assessment, unlike you, standing around doing nothing?" The man adds, "That's how renting works. Tenants just pay the rent, but landlords have to deal with a lot more things." Jean, furious, shouts, "Fuck off. I'm definitely not paying. And you still need to return my deposit." The man, menacingly, says, "Refusing to pay, huh? Fine. The boy grabs Jin's luggage. Jin screams, my luggage. The man, blocking her, says, if you don't abide by the contract, I have the right to search your bag. The lady threatens, hey, if you make a move again, I'll call the police to arrest you. The boy opens Jin's luggage, mocking, oh, who would have thought? You usually act like a man, but your collection of underwear is so flashy. What a show off. The man, touch Jin's mountain, says, don't move around. Jin scratches his face, yelling, let me go. The man, enraged, tries to slap Jin, bitch, how dare you scratch my face? Lin catches the man's hand, stopping him. The man sneers, oh, is the top supporter finally going to pay? Lin, firmly, says, no, you won't get a cent for the damage compensation. The man laughs, ha. Every tenant says the same thing at first. In the end, they always end up paying. Lin, staring him down, says, oh, you think you are very capable, huh? The man boasts, I haven't spent a penny on this entire building. So what do you think? Lin breaks the man's hand. The boy, enraged, attacks Lin, how dare you hit my father? Lin dodges and counters, sending the boy to the ground. Jin, pulling Lin away, says, forget it, brother, let's go. I'll just consider that I've donated my deposit to some poor people. They're experienced scammers. I can't deal with them and don't want to drag you down. The man, blocking their path, says, you think I can just let you leave, huh? He calls for backup, come here, someone's causing trouble. We see a group of men approaching. Lin, unfazed, calls someone, calling for help? Anyone can do that. Brothers and sisters, does anyone know about the situation in Shijiang City's village? The man, mocking, says, I can tell from your accent that you're an outsider. Trying to call for help on our turf? How funny. The lady, confident, says, they're all welcome. You better call more people. If you cause trouble in our Donghua village, don't expect to leave without facing consequences. Jin, scared, says, we should leave. We see the approaching men closing in. The man says, there's no time for that. Lin, defiant, says, in a rule of law society, finding so many thugs is truly overbearing. An old man approaches, chuckling, haha, I'm the village head here. Young man, don't be so angry. The man, pointing at Lin and Jin, says, village head, it's these two people. They not only refused to compensate for the damage to my rental property but also physically assaulted me. Lin, addressing the village head, says, the village head, right? This landlord is charging unreasonable fees amounting to tens of thousands for property damage at checkout. It's best to educate him properly. Don't let him tarnish your village's reputation. The old man, dismissive, says, our village's reputation doesn't need you, an outsider, to worry about. You should worry about yourself and pay the compensation. This way, you can avoid any further trouble. Lin, realizing the corruption, says, no wonder this landlord is so bold, it's because of people like you on the village committee. Aren't you afraid we'll call the police? The old man laughs, call the police? Ha ha ha. Before the city developed, our Donghua village was already established. This is our territory, even the police can't reach here. Even if the mayor comes, he'll have to give Donghua village some respect. So pay up. Besides the compensation, there's also a fee for our brother's hard work, 20,000 each. Jin, trembling, says, I don't have money. She thinks, I came to the big city to work hard, early and late, just to earn some money for my grandmother's treatment. I never expected to encounter such a landlord. She is visibly shaking, how can you bully people like this? The lady taunts, oh, weren't you bold earlier? Why are you crying now? Finally scared. It's too late, no matter how much you cry, the money still has to be paid. The boy sneers, you workers earn money too easily. If we don't take it from you, then from whom? Ha ha. The man, smirking, says, hey, top supporter, it's time to pay. Damage compensation plus our brother's hard work fees, total amount of 200,000. If you're unhappy, you can have little GE stay a few more nights to offset the debt, right? Ha ha ha. The old man, growing impatient, says, hurry up and pay, we're very busy. If you delay another minute, the compensation will increase. Jin, crying, says, sorry, I've dragged you down. Lin, comforting her, says, it's okay, don't be afraid. The man laughs, don't be afraid? Ha ha ha. It turns out the top supporter still doesn't understand the situation. Son, let him come to his senses. The boy throws Jin's luggage. Jin cries out, my luggage. He puts his foot on it and sneers, now do you understand the situation? Lin, resolute, says, the one who doesn't understand the situation is you. We hear the distant sound of sirens. The police arrive, commanding, everyone, stay put. Everyone is stunned and surprised. If you like my video, please share and subscribe.